What's up guys, my name is Ace, and the Black Ops 7 Season 2 update is here, and this season is packed with quite a bit of content. However, I covered all of that last week, so we're not really going to be getting into the content in today's video. Just keep in mind, gun guides will be coming out in the coming days for the new weapons they added. Today, we're going to be focusing on the patch notes for this update, specifically looking at things that either changed or were fixed with the game, just focusing on the multiplayer side of things. And honestly, I was a little bit disappointed to see that this isn't a very large update when it comes to fixes and changes. As I said, there's plenty of content, but not a whole lot in the way of changes. And a big part of that is, just like the Season 1 Reloaded update, they're holding back the weapon balancing portion of this update, and that will be coming shortly after the season launches. And they mentioned this is to allow the team to monitor the latest weapons in the live game. So presumably they want to get some early data on that and see if any small adjustments need to be made to the new weapons as well, and kind of see how they fit in the ecosystem before mixing things up and then just throwing the new weapons in there. And personally, I'm okay with this approach as long as they're not waiting way too long for weapon balancing. I don't think at this point there are any severely glaring weapon balancing issues. I know probably some room for tuning on sniper rifles, specifically the Hawker HX. Maybe some room for LMG tuning, but realistically, I still feel quite comfortable branching out and using quite a wide variety of weapons in this game. So I can be patient when it comes to weapon balancing, and I will be sure to dive deep into that when we do eventually get that update. But the one thing that did change for weapons is they address an issue resulting in inconsistent melee behavior when using certain attachments on the XM325. Then talking about perks a little bit, we finally got the Scout Hybrid Combat Specialty fix that we've been waiting for quite some time now. This is something Matt Schranz confirmed that we would be seeing an adjustment to back toward the end of December. So it has taken quite some time to get this, but I'm glad we are finally seeing this adjustment, at least according to the patch notes. Hopefully everything works out okay. Keeping in mind, I am recording this video before the update goes live. If there's anything that was meant to be fixed, but it turns out it doesn't get fixed or something like that, I will be sure to leave a pinned comment down below. But with this Scout fix, just in case you guys are curious, it's designed to no longer be a hard counter to enemy harps, and instead that player with an active Scout buff will appear as a red dot, as if they were using the Ghost perk, rather than if they weren't using anything at all, where they would appear as a real-time directional arrow. So you're still gaining some benefit against a heart compared to not using Ghost or not using Scout, but it's just no longer going to be a full hard counter. So we'll once again be able to be confident in our harps again, and that's really good news. I'm definitely going to start using harps more often. In addition to that, with the Recon Combat Specialty, they address an issue where the Recon perk bonus was not displaying red cone indicators, and I believe they're referring to the red cone on the minimap. Then with Specialists, they address an issue where players would not hear audio cues when earning bonus perks. So it'll be more audibly clear now when you are earning those perks. And that's good not only for information purposes, but I think that also makes it just feel better when you're earning those perks. Then for the Black Hat Field upgrade, they fixed a couple issues here. The first one is the first hack state would sometimes be erased on the screen if you looked away from the target. That should be fixed now. And also they address an issue where the sentry turret would pop when hacked. And I don't know what they mean by pop. Maybe they just mean like an audio cue. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really discovered any bugs as it related to this, but apparently they fixed an issue there when it comes to the Black Hat against sentry turrets. As for the next section, this is the score streak section. For care packages, they have now added the Black Ops 6 score streaks that they added recently into the game. They've now added them to care packages as well, so you can get those Black Ops 6 streaks in care packages, whereas previously you couldn't. For the dog, it now receives 20% less damage while in sentry mode, and that sentry mode is tied to one of the overclocks for dog. And they've also improved server stability with dog, so when there's a dog on the map, things should be running more smoothly now. And then finally for score streaks, they address an issue with the Deadeye drone, where proximity chat was not functioning as expected. And outside of that for multiplayer, there was just a couple UI adjustments. They addressed an issue causing some players to appear as level 56 when in private matches, and that shouldn't be possible unless you're Prestige Master and you've just hit level 56. And then they also addressed various visual issues within the armory. And there we go. That is going to wrap it up for all of the fixes and adjustments to the multiplayer side of the game. Like I said, not a whole lot going on here. No sweeping changes or fixes. I am really happy to see that Scout fix, though. That one has been a long time coming. And one key thing to point out here that I was hoping we'd see with this update, but it was never really confirmed that it would be coming with this update, is something else that Matt Schranz has confirmed, and that is Squad Link is going to be getting a nerf soon. Now, Squad Link has always been very powerful. I made a video in the beta talking about how powerful it was. They did nerf it a little bit from beta till launch, so you could no longer put 2 Squad Links down at the same time. But I mean, it's still a very powerful method of earning score in the game and getting your score streaks up faster. However, the real issue came with 10v10. Once they added the 10v10 playlist, It really showed just how powerful squad links can be when you have more players on the map, because every single time one of your teammates enters the radius of the squad link, you're getting score. And anytime they're doing pretty much anything within the radius as well, you're also getting score. And that really adds up so much faster in 10v10 than it does in 6v6. And that has been causing issues where people could just camp at the back of the map, drop a squad link down, not even see an enemy player, and end up getting higher end streaks. So something needs to be done there. I really hope they don't go overboard on this and nerf it to the point where it's not even a good idea to use it in 6v6 anymore. Like, I get it, for 10v10, something needs to change there. But I do like the fact that it's a good field upgrade that actually has a solid use behind it. And I would just hate to see them take this too far in the other direction. So time will tell on what they do there, and I'll be sure to cover the details once we eventually get the update on that. Hopefully this isn't a similar situation to what we saw with Scout, where we're gonna have to wait over a month to see an actual fix to this. But time will tell, and this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Now that we've got the patch notes, how are you feeling about these limited adjustments they're making for multiplayer? Also, I guess since the season should now be out by the time this video goes live, I'm just curious to hear what your initial impressions are of the season so far. Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.